Ever wonder why most new traders fail, while just a small handful seem to get consistently rich? I'll tell you, it's not some secret indicator or a hot stock tip. It's all about a critical shift in mindset. So we're going to break down that exact shift using the framework of two traders, the new trader and the rich trader, to see what truly separates the winners from the losers.
Our guide for all this is the fantastic book New Trader, Rich Trader by Steve and Holly Burns. In it, we meet two characters who really represent two completely different paths in the market. First up, you've got the new trader. He's eager, he's excited, and he's dangerously overconfident. And then there's his mentor, the rich trader, experienced, disciplined, and totally realistic. Their journey together is what reveals the core principles that lead to either total failure or lasting fortune.
And this gets right to the heart of it all. The new trader hopes for a big win. He predicts where the market is going, and ultimately, he gambles. He's always chasing that one big score. The rich trader, on the other hand, plans every move, reacts to what the market actually does, and most importantly, operates a business. It's a totally different game, and every single decision they make comes from one of these two mindsets.
Okay, so let's start where every trader's journey really begins. And let's be honest, where it often ends, the mental game. Because before you can even think about strategies or risk management, you absolutely have to master the battle that's going on between your ears. Seriously, people say trading is like 90% psychology, and they're not wrong.
So let's meet our new trader on day one. He's just funded his account with $10,000. This is his hard-earned money. He's thinking about all the overtime he worked, all the pizzas he delivered to save this up, and in his mind, that part of his life is over now. He's ready to get rich. And here it is, the classic and super dangerous thought process. New trader isn't thinking about a respectable 10 or 20% return for the year. Oh no, he's planning to double his account and then probably double it again. He's read about all these legendary traders and he just thinks, hey, I'll just do what they did, completely skipping over the years of painful lessons they had to learn first.
So what happens? He dives right in. He gets all excited about some stock, SRRS. He bets nearly his entire account on it, totally ignoring the risk. And the second he buys, the stock drops. You can just feel it, right? His heart starts pounding, that cold fear grips him, and bam, he just lost $250 in a matter of seconds. This isn't a business process, this is the cycle of a gambler, plain and simple.
Now, this is where the rich trader drops some real wisdom, and it's totally counterintuitive. He tells the new trader that a big, lucky win right at the beginning is actually the worst thing that can happen to you. Why? Because it teaches you all the wrong lessons. It makes you reckless, it convinces you that you've got some special gift, and it sets you up for a massive, account-blowing loss down the road. This brings us right to the second, and you could argue the most important pillar of successful trading. Before you ever think about making money, your number one job is to not lose it. Your first, last, and only focus to begin with has to be on capital preservation. You've probably heard this iconic quote from Warren Buffett, right? And it's famous for a reason. Rich traders get this deep down in their bones. Avoiding the big mistake is way more important than hitting the big winner. Small manageable losses, that's just the cost of doing business. But the big losses, those are what take you out of the game for good. And just look at the brutal math behind that rule. If you lose 20% of your account, you need to make a 25% gain just to get back to where you started. That's tough, but doable. But now look at what happens if you lose half your money. That $10,000 account is now $5,000. To get back to even, you have to double your money, a 100% gain. The deeper the hole you dig, the exponentially harder it is to climb back out. And that devastating math leads to a concept that every single trader needs to burn into their brain, the risk of ruin. It's that point of no return, where you've lost so much that recovering your account becomes statistically almost impossible. This is the fate of every trader who ignores the math we just looked at. And risk isn't just one thing. You've got trade risk, the chance that your idea is just flat out wrong. But then there's market risk, where a perfect setup gets dragged down by a falling market. You've got overnight risk, volatility risk, liquidity risk. Heck, you even have the risk of just making a dumb human error. A professional understands that risk is everywhere and has a plan for all of its different forms. Okay, so we've covered psychology and we've covered risk. The third pillar that ties it all together is methodology. This is where you make that crucial shift from reacting with your emotions to just executing a predefined, tested system.
It sounds like a simple question, doesn't it? But trust me, the answer to this is what separates the professionals from the amateurs. A plan isn't just some vague idea in your head or a hope for the best. It's a written down set of rules that governs every single action you take in the market. No exceptions.
A real trading plan forces you to answer these questions before you put any money on the line. You have to define exactly what your entry signal is. You have to know when you're going to sell, both for a profit and for a loss. You have to know exactly how much you're going to risk. Answering all this when things are calm is what saves you from panicking when things get crazy.
And this is where you really see the payoff. The new trader, he's trapped by his ego. He trades his opinions. He needs to be right. When a trade goes against him, he just sits there hoping it'll bounce back. The rich trader has zero ego in the game. He's just executing his system. If a trade hits his predetermined stop loss, he's out. Done. He admits he was wrong, takes the small, planned loss, and just moves on to the next opportunity. You know, the legendary trader Ed Seykota just nails it here. Pride, hope, fear, and greed, he calls them banana peels. They're the emotions that cause you to slip up and lead to absolute disaster. A solid written-down trading plan is the only defense you have that stands between those powerful impulses and your trading account.
So when you put these three pieces, the psychology, the risk management, and the methodology, all together, what you get is this powerful transformation. It's the journey from being a gambler who's at the mercy of the market to becoming the calm, cool owner of a trading business.
And this slide really lays out that whole journey. Look, pretty much everyone starts at stage 1, as the gambler, driven by pure excitement and big dreams. To succeed, you have to evolve into the student. That means doing the hard work, studying, developing a system, and testing it. Only then can you finally reach stage 3 and become the business owner, the person who just shows up every day to execute a proven plan with discipline.
This is so crucial to get. So many people think trading success is about that one big trade, the one that makes them a millionaire overnight. But the reality? It's the boring, day in, day out process of following your rules, managing your risk, and never, ever stopping learning. It is a total marathon of discipline, not a sprint for a lucky jackpot.
And this quote just captures that professional mindset perfectly. You need the conviction, the confidence to follow your tested plan, even when you're in a losing streak. But at the same time, you need the humility and the flexibility to know when you're wrong and to take that planned loss without a second of hesitation.
So if you take away just one thing, let it be this. Success in trading requires a fundamental shift in your identity. You have to stop seeing yourself as someone who's looking for a lottery ticket and start seeing yourself as a small business owner. Your product is disciplined execution, and your goal is steady, long-term growth.
And that leaves us with the one question you have to ask yourself. When you really look at your own approach, your mindset, your rules, your actions, which one are you? A trader or a gambler? Because your answer to that question, well, it determines everything.